Hi everyone, I'm Semaganda Joseph of BGM Animal Breeding Farm. Thanks once again for joining us on our YouTube channel. Today I'll be discussing how can you have a constant supply of feeds at your farm throughout the year at a cheaper price, and how can you have more number of animals at your farm, because the higher the number of animals, the more the feeds you need to feed your animals. So it's very important to know, if you have a small piece of land, how can you manage your animals at that small piece of land? How can you have a constant supply of feeds throughout the year at a cheaper price? Because it's all about earning more while investing in less, so the production cost will be low and the profits, in order to increase the profits. So this is our Cross Guyana garden. As you can see, have already finished harvesting, since we are in a wet season or rainy season. Now it's growing. This is what I'm going to be discussing with you today. In life, it's far better to succeed by criticism than to fail by praise. That's why I shared a little I know with you, because I know to succeed is all about sharing. Through sharing, someone can come up and advise you. So let us learn together as we walk this journey of animal farming. What do? We grow expensive feeds and those which are perennial at the farm. That is called Ghana, alfalfa, and some sugar grades and sugar Napier. So we buy the maize stovers because they are a bit cheap when you buy these stovers. We go and we chop them using our chaff cutter and we make silage in the field. So the easiest way of feeding your goats when you have an acre is to buy these maize stovers, and you grow sugar Napier or Napier packaging, or call it super Napier, at your farm, because for them they are annual crops. This one, the maize, but what we grow are perennial crops. They can stay there for almost 5 to 6 years, and we do harvest them after every month. So it's better to grow what will stay there for so long and buy these one which are cheap, the maize stovers. So it will make more business sense that you buy the maize stovers. For example, in our area, we made sure that the neighbors who grow maize are our friends. So what do? We acquire an acre at 50k. So it means you need 200k to get 4 acres of maize stovers. So that's what we do. So it's much better you go the ones which are perennial. Perennial crops are those ones which can stay for a long period of time. You just cut and they'll grow for more than 2 to 3 years. So they are not seasonal. So we go and buy those ones which are cheap. So we buy the maize stovers at a cheaper price. Then we grow the perennials like the alfalfa, chloris, the super Napier, the sugar Napier, and we also grow some sugar grapes, but at least you can use it for 1.5 year. But we don't usually grow that one on a large scale. So we get the maize stovers from the neighborhood. We bring them here. This is our chaff cutter that we use for chopping those ones. So it is more economical. You buy the ones which are cheap and you go the ones which are expensive. It won't make a business sense for you to go the ones which are cheap and you go the ones which are expensive. They will be increasing the production costs. So we get our maize stovers. We chop them as you can see in the video. Then we make our own silage. So we just get the maize stovers, we chop them, we add molasses so that they can ferment. After we compact it properly, because the process of fermentation takes place in the anaerobic process in the absence of oxygen. So you make sure they are air free so that there's no oxygen within. Then we cover using those polythene bags as you can see. We try as much as will be economical. Then we keep our silage for future use. So this one can stay for more than 2 years. So that's how we prepare the feeds using the maize stovers. For us to work day and night, because if you want to pursue a dream, you don't have to get tired. So you can see the video was taken at night. So it will make more business sense for you to buy the cheaper ones and then you grow the expensive ones. And again, at the same time, you buy the annual crops and then you grow the perennial crops. The annual crops are there for season. You cut once, you plant, then you harvest at once. So this is our alfalfa garden. You don't have to have a big chunk of land to grow this. This one at our farm is on 80 feet by 100. But as of now, since we are in a rainy season, we want to increase on the production of alfalfa because we have seen how important it is. This is a radium. It fixes nitrogen in the soil, it maintains the soil fertility, and it is very nutritious because this alfalfa is quite the queen of protein. So you need to have at least alfalfa. I will recommend a livestock farmer to grow alfalfa at your small farm. As long as you maintain it properly, it's weed free, you apply some fertilizers, for us use organic fertilizers, then you have the yield. So this one is very expensive. You are going to buy it, so it's much better you buy the maize stovers, you go on alfalfa. Reason being, goats, sheep, and cows love alfalfa so much. Alfalfa is one of the best pastures for animals because it's the queen of proteins. Its protein content and digestible good protein is so high. So it is very necessary for any farmer to have alfalfa. So it won't make sense for you to buy alfalfa and then grow maize, because in terms of value and expenses, you will come more expenses on buying alfalfa than growing it yourself. So, and besides that, it's a perennial crop. It will stay there for a long period of time. So for us, what we do at the farm, we go on alfalfa, then we buy the maize stovers because it's seasonal. And our alfalfa, for us, every after 3 weeks, make sure we apply the dung from the goats and we do some watering. Then we always harvest after 3 to 4 weeks, practically done. So at least we can have some good supply. So you see our goats, those ones, they feed on alfalfa mainly, and we give them some maize stovers and some coarse Guyana. Then we take them down and they also graze freely. So to make more business sense, you grow some feeds which are perennial, like alfalfa, at your farm. We also have Chloris Guyana at the farm. But what do? We mix Chloris Guyana with centrisema. Also, centrisema has high protein content. And again, it's also a radium, and it will also stays there for a long period of time. So if you want to add value to your Chloris Guyana, it's better you intercrop it with alfalfa, with centrisema, because all those ones, they are sources of protein. So it will make business sense for you to have alfalfa at your farm, because when you produce it yourself, you reduce on the costs. And again, we use Chloris Guyana, we have sugar Napier, we have super Napier. All those ones, if optimally managed, they can start your farm for a very long period of time. For better results, as you can see, our grasses, how they look like, is the power of applying organic fertilizers. This is the effect of fertilizers on these grasses. So we don't buy a fertilizer because we have our goats. Our animals give us dung, the droppings from the sheep and from the goats. It's helping us a lot. We are not buying fertilizer, but you can see the volume. And even if you look at this, you can see how they look like. They look very good. This is the power of fertilization. So dear farmers, if you have animals, you really have fertilizers. Just collect your dung, put it there, apply it back. Even if you have an acre, even if you have an acre and you have these grasses, you can feed your animals. So this is the power of applying dung. I hope you can see. All these are dung. Can you see? This is our Napier for kitchen garden. We are learning from the past and preparing more feeds and the number of animals that we do have for the proper success of our animal farming. We are greatly hit by the dry spell here in Uganda. Any livestock farmer, I believe, faced it hard. But the Napier managed to survive. We could get something at least from the Napier, but we saw that even crops were greatly affected during the dry spell. So I would recommend someone who has a small piece of land, even if you have a big chunk of land, to prepare earlier, also to have some Napier pak chong at your farm. Why would I recommend Napier pak chong? This Napier was developed by Dr. Klylos Kiafong, a plant breeder and an animal nutritionist. He crossed an elephant Napier grass and pearl millet, so it is a two-in-one. A crossing of the two enhanced its nutritional value, making it a superior Napier grass, hence making it the king of Napier. First of all, it has a high level of good protein that is measuring between 16 to 18% at an optimum height of 1 to 1.2 meter cutting. This Napier is hairless on both the stem and the leaves, making it easier to handle for both the farmers and easier to feed to the livestock. Again, it contains water-soluble carbohydrates. These are sugars that help the Napier grass in fermentation. Hence, it is suitable for making into silage without the need to add an enhancer or like molasses or other inoculants. So, a farmer can be able to store it for a long period of time. But if you want it to have a very good scent, you can again add in some molasses. So, it helps you in case you produce it, you can make silage out of it and you store it and you prepare for dry spell, hence enabling you to have a constant supply of feeds at your farm for a longer period of time. So it's an option in case you don't grow maize. It is harvested at optimum height of 1.2 meter, and that's the height this grass has optimum good protein. Besides that, why would I recommend you to have Napier pak? Napier pak chong? Reason being, its production is very good, and under optimum conditions, you get 200 tons in an acre of land per year. So within a period of 1 year, you'll be having 200 tons. And again, it's better you grow some sauce like beans, vegetables, cabbages at your farm. Reason being, as you think about feeds for the animals, also the workers, you incur a lot of costs on buying food for the workers. But if you grow your own foods like the vegetables, they grow very fast. Sweet potato, they will be cutting on the costs on the workers because on how you can cut the cost of production as to increase on the profits and run your farm smoothly constantly throughout the period you'll be working. So it is very necessary in summary that you group your crops, the one which you start your farm for a period of time, and again you just cut and they will grow, you cut and they will grow. So if you have your coarse Ghana, you will make hay. If you have your alfalfa, you will make hay. If you have your Napier pak chong, you will do silage. All those feeds can stay for a long period of time if properly managed and properly stored. So under optimal conditions, you will be able to have a constant supply of feed throughout the year. So that will ease management of your farm. So in simplicity, grow those ones which are expensive and perennial at the same time. And buy the ones which are cheap and the annual ones. Because for the perennial ones, you just grow and you cut after harvesting, just manage with fertilizers, they will be growing. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have found the video useful. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel.